I hope my Wi-Fi can handle it, girl. Hello, 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 people. How y'all doing out there in the world? My name is Latrice Sampson Richards. I am a mental and emotional wellness creative, a licensed professional counselor, and a certified life enhancement coach. I teach Black women the skills that we need in order to heal and manifest. And I do that by sharing my story with you in hopes that it'll help you along your own. Can you return my phone, please? And you are tuned in to From Scratch Live, which is my weekly. Say hey, Lyndon. Girl, look, Lyndon, all in my girl, all in my shot. This nigga just does the most. But I gotta love him. Yes, you see the people? The people see you, girl. So tonight is actually my first broadcast on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. And then also on Facebook Live. So, as I've been telling y'all for the last few weeks, okay, we are transitioning to YouTube full time for the From Scratch Live. So I'm gonna, Facebook is letting y'all know that I'm here, and YouTube is letting y'all know that I'm here. And so I am also gonna go ahead and let y'all know that I am here. I'm gonna share this to Trust Village. I would appreciate it if you would share as well. I would greatly appreciate it. Um, Let me share and share to my personal page. All right, so I have shared, and Facebook is letting y'all know that I'm here, or you can pop on over to YouTube and you can check us out over there. Um, Copy. Lyndon, you gonna say hi? Hi, Broderick. So I'm gonna go ahead and post the YouTube link. There we go. Come on back to YouTube. And there we go. All right. So you can choose to watch here on YouTube. Hey to all my YouTube folks. I hope that you do choose to watch on YouTube, or you can choose to watch over here on Facebook. So I'm going to be answering questions from both. And I'm going to do it like this this week and next week. And then June 6th, I believe it is, whatever that first Thursday is in June, it's going to be full time on YouTube at that point, and you'll only be able to catch it there. So I hope that you all come and join me over on YouTube. So, anyway, welcome to From Scratch Live. This week has been, it's been a pretty good week. I'm not going to lie. I mean, besides the fact that I have a whole lot of shit to do and I am procrastinating like it's nobody's business. It's been good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It has been pretty good. I went to California over the weekend, which was cool. That's always fun. I went to go visit a friend of mine. You know, I told y'all last week, I've never been to California before, and I was really looking forward to doing it because it was definitely high up on the list of shit to do in this life. And so I'm glad that I was able to like check that off, you know. I went to visit my friend Desiree, and hey, Rick, and her husband Ricky. And we had a really great time. It was really just, it was nice to just be in the company of people that know me and love me and, you know, support me and accept me for who I am. And, you know, just being around people like friends that are like family, you know. I tell y'all all the time is how important it is to find your people. Like we have to find our people. And so Desiree and Ricky are definitely my people, you know. They get me. They definitely get me. And so I'm glad that I had a chance to go see them. So while we was in California, we went to a couple of different places. We spent one full day Saturday in LA, and it was really, really good. I've never been to LA before. Obviously, I've never been to California before, so I've never been to LA before. And so, hold on. Lyndon. Lyndon. Yeah, girl.
I'm about to bring him in the bathroom. I'm gonna get him after
Just a
this.
singing and talking.
Sorry.
Y'all know how Lyndon do. It's Dashy. Oh, hey, Daisy. How you doing, girl? So I also got to meet Ricky's kids, his beautiful, beautiful daughters, and I had an opportunity to just get to know them and spend time with them. And I'm so glad that I did because they are amazing girls. We got to talk, and it was good. It was really, really good. I'm glad to hear that. Deschanel was dancing her ass off at the pool. She's a really good dancer. And it was good. Kayla is like the sweetest thing ever. She has a beautiful, beautiful smile, and she's just so sweet. So they are really good girls, and I'm glad that I finally got a chance to meet them because I've heard so much about them, and I had really been looking forward to it. So that was good. I also got to meet Desiree's mom and her niece, like just like the whole family, and they have a beautiful, beautiful thing going on over there. They really do. So it was refreshing to, be around, like I said, people that know me, people that love me. We spent a day in LA, me and Desiree and another friend of ours who I met. Well, she's a new friend. I just met her, but I love her all the same. I really like her. And so we was riding around or whatever, and we just happened upon this museum exhibit that they were doing called The Soul of a Nation. And it really chronicled the artwork during the period of basically the Black Pride and Black Power movement. And it was very informative. Like, we literally, I'm looking for the pictures, y'all. We literally, like, was riding down the road and we saw a sign that was, hey, Tiff, what's going on? Like, it wasn't planned at all. Like, we were riding down the road and we saw a sign and we was like, oh, we should check that out, so we went online and the tickets was only like $18. So we was like, yes, let's go see that. So we went to that. And it was at, let's see, the museum was called the Broad Museum, and it's art in the age of Black Panther, Black Power. Art in the age. My head is covering the. My head was covering the thing. Art in the age of Black Power, 1963 to 1983, and it was profound. Like, it was an amazing, amazing experience that we had. Like, just the air in the room of the exhibit, it felt different, like the energy in that space felt different. And I could tell that everybody in there felt it, like we really had a moment, you know what I'm saying? So we go through, well, my favorite part, that's why I took the pictures so I could remember. My favorite part or exhibit, my favorite part of the exhibit was when we got to the Africoba movement. Hey, Janice. And it was so full of expression and full of bright colors and numbers. And it was just so, like, it was amazing. And I actually bought a print of one of my favorite paintings that they had, which is a painting of Angela Davis. I don't know if y'all can y'all see that good? I feel like you could probably see it better when I'm gonna do like a whole video on this, and so we'll go over that. But it was amazing, like the whole thing. So this is where story time comes in. Y'all ready? So we go through the whole exhibit, and we are just like at peace, and like just like really having a moment, really in the zone, like really for real, just like feeling it and like in it, and like just deeply touched and deeply like just feeling it, girl. So I said the rest of the museum was open, And so I said, okay, well, y'all, let's go see the rest. Hey, Tracy. Tracy's on YouTube. Hey, Tracy. How you doing, honey? Um, so hi, Raquela. Hey, honey bun. So we go into the museum, and the rest of the museum is open. It's included in the price of the ticket. To go to the museum, to go to the Broad Museum, it's free. And that's why I be trying to tell people, like, get a little culture in your life, boo, because it's free. A lot of times you can like go and experience these things, or super, super cheap. So after we finish with the Black Power exhibit, which, like I said, I'm going to do a whole video on just that. So y'all make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to do a whole video just on the exhibit itself. But that's not what story time is about tonight. So I said to my friends, I was like, well, y'all, we should go look at the rest of the museum. And it was like, yeah, let's do that because it's included in the price and, all that good stuff. So let's go see the rest of the museum. So as soon as we get up, they have this long escalator that we had to go up into. Like, the museum is beautiful. It looks like a cave on the inside, and it's huge. So you go up this escalator and it's like the freaking stairway to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's long, long, long. It's tall. So we get on the escalator and we get up to the top, and we are led into like this big open space. And my first initial instinct was, this is beautiful. Like, it was gorgeous. There was artwork, like these huge dog art installations. They look like dog balloons. You know how they shape the balloons into the shape of dogs and stuff like that? It looked like that, but it was artwork, and it was huge. It was massive, right in the middle of the floor. And the paintings were massive, like just these huge, massive paintings, which was a stark difference between, like, from what we had just come from in the exhibit. So it was immediately like jarring. You know what I'm saying? So we get up the staircase, and I'm like, this is beautiful. A lot of white space, open space, these huge art installations. So we start walking around, and the vibe was so different than what we had just experienced at the Soul of a Nation exhibit. And we felt it immediately. And we were trying to get into it because I love a good museum. Let me tell you, I grew up going to museums. I enjoy going to museums. But it was something about it that just wasn't feeling right. Hey, Paula. And so we are walking through, and all three of us felt it. But none of us actually said anything about it. But we were just kind of walking through, like, all right, because in comparison to the other exhibit, it just paled in comparison. So we're walking through, and then all of a sudden, right when we made the decision, we was kind of like, oh, well, yeah, okay, we're not really feeling this. We turned the corner, and there it was. Desiree stopped, and Desiree said, and we all three was just like we knew exactly what she was talking about. Y'all, this is what we saw. Desiree said, is that bubbles? I said, I believe it is. This is what we saw. Can y'all see that? Do y'all see this? I just need to know if y'all see this. Do y'all see this? This is a statue, a porcelain statue that was just sitting there when we turned the corner. It's Michael Jackson and Bubbles. Y'all, that is the name of the statue. Michael Jackson and Bubbles. And it stopped us in our tracks because, bitch, what in the whole entire fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an immediate mental shift. Like having just come from this Black Power exhibit and like just feeling so much pride and all of that to then turn the corner and see this, y'all, that's not even, that doesn't even look like Michael Jackson. Like it's horrible and it's disrespectful. And I felt disrespected. And nobody around us seemed to have any issue with this piece of art. So we was like, bitch, we need to get the fuck out of this building right now because we was having an Amistad moment. Y'all remember when the Amistad came out and black folks was kirking out on white people at the movie theater? It was about to be that. Like, it was infuriating. It just felt so disrespectful. It felt so out of line. And then we turned the corner and to try to get out of there. And the very next exhibit was this huge, larger than life. The first time you really heard me curse, well, you're not listening hard enough, Rodney. Rodney said that's the first time you heard me curse, y'all. Y'all better learn him. You ain't listening hard enough. But there was this huge like kitchen table with these huge chairs. Like it was like 10, it was like made for a freaking giant. You know what I'm saying? And we was just like, it felt like the artwork was speaking to us in a completely different way. It felt like domination. It felt like repression. It felt like oppression. Like it just, and it was like we just got the jitters. You know what I'm saying? And we could not get out of that place fast enough. So then we like scrambling to try to get out of there. And then it was like one corner after another. Like it felt like we were trapped in this building. Like it felt like we was trapped and like we was in a maze or something. Like it was crazy. So then we saw this guy, a black dude, and he had dreads, and I was like, let me ask this black man how to get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? So I asked him, I said, how do we get out of here? So he's like telling us how to go, and I was like, you smell real good, you know what I'm saying? I know, I said, you smell real black. And he was like, yeah, like shea butter and coconut oil and stuff like that. I was like, yes. I was like, you smell very ethnic right now. You know what I'm saying? He was like, thank you. I said, so we had a moment with the dude, you know what I'm saying? And he showed us how to get out of there. And we got the fuck out of there. And it was like, you know what? We're not gonna let this ruin our moment. Because the Soul of a Nation exhibit was amazing. Like it 5 stars. It was amazing, hands down. But I think it really drove home for us the difference between what was going on in that time period, or the difference between our cultures and the reality of our cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like the air and the atmosphere felt so different when we got to the regular museum and the typical artwork, like the artwork in the exhibit, it had a meaning, like Desiree's mom, we was telling her mom the story like when we got home, and her mom was saying like the difference was that the exhibit for us was history, whereas the museum itself was entertainment. And I think that's exactly what it was, because there could not have been a more dramatic shift, or like a more dramatic difference between the two experiences. And like the fact that that's held all in the same building was just, it was insane to me. And it really made me start to think about how, I tell y'all all the time, uh, oh, Rodney, I'm not gonna be going to Brooklyn. I'm sorry. I forgot to let y'all know that I'm not going to be able to make it to New York in June for the Afros and Audio event. And I had to send my respectful decline last week. It's just going to be too difficult because I'm going to be in Cuba, and it's just logistically, it's not possible. I'm not going to be able to make it happen. And so I'm not going to be there, but y'all could plan another event and invite me after November. But yeah, so it really, I'm always stressing to y'all like how the whole reason why I created Trust Village was because, some of us don't have a support system. Some of us don't have like that support network and that feeling or that sense of connection with other people, with the community, with whoever, with family, with friends, like whatever. We feel like we out there on our own. And it was so interesting to me, like to go from, experiencing a time period where Black people were so closely connected to each other and so closely tied to each other and unified toward a common goal, even though I know like everybody wasn't unified, like I get that. But, to see this time period where Black people were able to organize around a common goal, even if everybody was doing it for their own individual reasons, they were able to work together and support each other toward a common goal. And, them highlighting the artwork of the time for me was, I think, just like validation that all hands are needed. And I think that's where we are right now in our journey as a community, in terms of our healing, in terms of our own manifestation, and, bringing our community together and strengthening ourselves. We need all hands on deck, like we need everybody who can do anything to come together and utilize those skill sets toward the common goal. Hey, Jaden. And so it's important for everybody to be able to see themselves in the movement, even if you don't necessarily see yourself in this particular aspect of the movement. There's still a place for you, because sometimes what happens is that if you don't look a certain kind of way or behave a certain kind of way, then some people will have you to believe that you cannot be a part of the movement. But that is bullshit. You are a part of the movement just because you exist. Whatever you bring to the table is worthwhile. Hey, Courtney, how you doing, girl? It's been a long time, right? So what you bring to the table, who you are, is enough. And we have to make sure that we heal ourselves on an individual level so that we can heal ourselves collectively, because we need everybody, and we need everybody operating at full capacity, which means, we got to resolve these emotional ups and downs that we're experiencing. We have to be able to, really operate at optimum capacity in order for us to get to where we're trying to go as a people. And I'm just grateful that y'all allow me to be a part of that, like to participate in making that happen. I think it's a blessing. It's an honor, really. It really is. So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of going off on a tangent right now, but all of that just like came to mind for me when, just from that experience of going to the hey Mimi, that experience of going to that exhibit, like this the soul of a nation exhibit in LA at the Broad Museum in LA. It is definitely worth your $18. I highly recommend it. Y'all need to definitely go and see what it's hidden for over there, because it was an experience. It really was. So yeah, that's my story time. I feel like it was a lot more interesting in my head. But y'all, that Michael Jackson took me out. It really did. It really did. So I've been sitting here all this week, pretty much procrastinating. I have so much to do. You know, I leave for Cuba next week, and I feel like it's going too fast. And so I have a lot that needs to happen before then. But I feel like, I'm also like a part of me is not ready to go yet. And so I'm putting it off until the last minute, which is the worst because I have way too much shit to do. And so, I'm just preparing myself for that, preparing my clients for that and for the changes that's going to be taking place once I head out. Um, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got going on tonight. It's not gonna be too long tonight, because like I said, I got a whole lot of shit to do. So y'all be on the lookout for the video on my YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And oh, if you're not following me on Instagram, please do so because I'm only like last time I checked, I think I was 17 followers away from 1,000. And that is a huge milestone for me to be at 1,000 followers on Instagram. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a lot to me. And I worked hard to get to that 1,000. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I'm at Latrice Sampson Richards. Please make sure that you do follow me on Instagram. Let me see if I can put it on here. Instagram.com/. There we go. So that's my Instagram page. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram, people. I'm going to pin that comment. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram if you don't already. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. I'm hoping for safe travels as well, girl. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and get on back home. So that's all I got for y'all tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And until next time, be well. Bye, y'all. I can handle it, girl.